Good afternoon, everyone. MemphisWeather.net meteorologist Eric Proces here with you. It is about 2:30 p.m. Sunday, October 24th, and wanted to give you a short briefing on the potential for severe weather as we head into the overnight hours tonight. I've been watching this system for a few days, and it appears that with a pattern change that's taking place the last few days, we're starting to get into the early signs of maybe a secondary severe weather season, particularly to our west, but this is the time of year we start to see those seasons change. And we definitely want to keep an eye on the potential for severe weather as that happens. So we'll start with an overview of what to expect tonight. Severe weather is possible in the very early morning hours tomorrow morning, actually, as a line will be moving across the area from Arkansas. Pretty strong chance of severe weather in Missouri and Arkansas by this evening, and that will be moving in likely in a weakening phase as it moves into the metro. But we're going to consider the possibility for a few strong storms as it does move through. The primary threats with these storms will be possible strong to damaging wind of 50 to 60 miles an hour. Isolated possibility for some flooding, especially here in the urban area where there's a lot of concrete around, and some heavy rain could cause some minor ponding or flooding in low-lying areas. And we cannot rule out the chance of an isolated tornado or perhaps some large hail. Those are pretty secondary to the damaging wind threat, though. We're going to start by looking at the model representation of what we might see as this line moves through tonight. This runs from 10 p.m. at the beginning of the loop to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And as these storms form to our west, they are pretty strong. But as they move through, we do expect some weakening. And it looks like we'll probably see the beginning of that line up around to the west of the river, probably around 1 or 2 a.m. and moving through the metro over the next 3 to 4 hours after that. So our ballpark time frame then for the Memphis Metro tonight is between about 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., somewhere in that range. The models are pretty consistent on this. We're showing the HER model, but most of our model data is presenting a very similar picture. As far as the severe weather outlook goes, again, the approximate timing tonight at 1 to 5 a.m. in the metro. We are in a slight risk of severe weather. That's a Category 2, the yellow shading there for the areas along and north of I-40 down into northern Tunica County, and for areas to the south and east of Memphis, a Level 1, that's the dark green, that's a marginal risk of severe weather. So we're right on the edge of the marginal to slight risk, and we do expect those storms to arrive, and again, in kind of a weakening phase, but we could still see a few strong to severe storms. The primary threat is going to be the damaging winds, although a hail or an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. And you'll want to make sure that you're taking precautions before you go to bed tonight, because this will be an overnight threat. So it's already pretty breezy today. That's going to continue overnight, so make sure those outdoor objects are secured, and that you've got a garage available if you can to put your cars in overnight tonight. We want to make sure that you understand the risk levels. 1 and 2 are marginal to slight risk. Isolated to perhaps a few scattered severe storms are possible in those in that area. They tend to be fairly limited in duration, fairly short-lived. We will get a line of storms moving through, although we expect most of them to be sub-severe, although still producing maybe some strong wind gusts. The probabilities for these specific types of weather to move within 25 miles of your location, the star being over the Memphis Metro, and so we are right on the edge of that marginal to slight risk. The tornado risk you see is mostly up to our northwest during the evening hours, but we still are right on the line of about a 5% risk of a tornado. That means that there is a 5% chance that we could see a tornado within 25 miles of you, or roughly about a one-county duration, or a one-county spread around your point. For hail, it's around a 5% risk as well, and the damaging wind threat down in the lower right is a little bit higher. That's where we're up as high as a 15% risk, 5% for the areas that are in the marginal. So to know the difference between a watch and a warning, we could see a severe thunderstorm watch or perhaps a tornado watch come out for the overnight hours tonight. A watch means the conditions are favorable. Those watches will last for several hours, and they just give you a heads up for a large area that we could see some isolated severe weather in there, and you need to be aware and potentially monitor for warnings that might be issued. Warnings are when you need to take action. They cover a smaller area, typically less than 60 minutes in duration, and it does indicate that severe weather is either occurring or it is imminent. So to summarize this, we do expect some strong storms. A few of those could be severe, especially to the west of the Mississippi River tonight. They will arrive in the early morning hours between 1 and 5 a.m. in the metro tonight. You need to make sure that you have your safe place ready. When you get a warning overnight, there's not a lot of time to think about that. I know you're sleeping, and so you need to have those places ready just in case you need to head to that safe location. Also, you need to have multiple ways of getting weather information, especially those severe weather warnings in the middle of the night. There are multiple good options. Do not rely on outdoor warning sirens in the case of a tornado warning to wake you up. For some people, you're blessed or cursed to be close enough to hear one of those overnight, but in our houses these days, typically they're pretty well insulated, and if there's a lot of rain pouring down, you may not hear those. So you want other ways of receiving that, whether it be a weather radio, your phone alerts, the WIA wireless emergency alerts, or a good app. And I'll close out with that good app. We want you to make sure you've got the MemphisWeather.net app on your phone. It does have Stormwatch Plus alerts built into the app, and for a one-time small fee, you can get those alerts set up for your location, for multiple locations around the area, and make sure that you've got the tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings turned on in that app so that you can receive those overnight. Just go to app.MemphisWeather.net to download that, and then you can get that set up, and make sure that you have your phone not completely silented overnight, just to be sure that you're getting those warnings just in case they do occur. So that is the summary for tonight. I trust that everyone will get through safely, but it's best to be on the safe side. Make sure you're ready just in case. And as we head into tomorrow, we expect the sun to start to come out during the day, and we'll have another nice day on Tuesday before a rainy pattern sets in for the end of the week. For MemphisWeather.net, I am meteorologist Eric Prosius. Everyone stay safe and have a good day.